Quran or not. The question I ask you is different. Whether the Muslims, whether they follow
I don't know.
This my next question now is, since you don't know, we can tell you, but did you even consider finding the answer to this question?
I have tried, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the fact
Right.
is that to fulfill the criteria
Where did you
of
try?
Hajj, it's
Where-
impossible.
Where did you try, apart from reading the
Listen,
Quran,
if
that
my
Hajj is an
neighbor-
obligation for everyone, regardless
Listen,
of their
I know a lot.
physical and financial abilities?
There's a lot of people
Where did
who are
you
in need
search?
of money. They're
Excuse me.
starving. They're sleeping poor. Their children are hungry. For me to spend £3,000 to go on Hajj, I think it's called a sin, a big sin, and I cannot justify it in front of
Can
Allah.
you relax a little bit? Where did you search the answer?
I searched in Hadith, in the Quran, in the Bible, and in myself.
Slow down.
Yeah.
So I said apart from the Quran, so you need people to listen to the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
So in the Hadith,
Yeah.
what does it say about Hajj being an obligation on everyone regardless of their financial and physical abilities?
Regardless,
That's what I said. From the very moment I
nonsense.
spoke to
That's
you.
nonsense. I'm not going to spend £3,000 going on Hajj. What do I get out of it? What do I get out of it? It's a holiday.
Brother.
It's a nice holiday. Yeah, it's a nice holiday. I'll go and meet Al-Mu'mineen. It's beautiful.
Perhaps I am unable so far to express myself.
I think so.
Yeah, clearly, isn't it?
Are you supporting the 5 pillars of Islam?
Let me rephrase my question again.
Are you supporting 5 pillars? Or are you rejecting it? Because I reject 5 pillars.
You can reject whatever. You can reject God if you want to.
I do not.
Yeah, up to you. So don't problem this thing with what I reject or what I accept.
No.
Up to you. If you want to believe this bike is your God, I am not going to quarrel with that.
No. Don't be smart. Don't be smart.
So why do you
Just because I believe Hajj as a pillar, okay, does not bring other criteria into it, okay?
My brother,
I believe in Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam and Allah and the Bible and the Quran and the angels, the 5
What about the Bhagavad
imams.
Gita?
Don't bring Hajj.
What about the Bhagavad Gita? Do you believe in that?
No,
Why not?
because I've read the Bible, which is the history of Islam, and
No, Bhagavad Gita is the question. Why haven't you read that?
Gita is a Hindu book, is it?
Yeah. Why don't you believe in it?
Because what I've heard about it doesn't attract me.
So you just heard without reading it and you disregard this book.
Because I believe in Ibrahim initially, so I read a book about Ibrahim, which is the Old Testament.
So you believed in Ibrahim initially, and whatever books talks about Ibrahim, you can believe in it.
Yeah.
So you have already
Old Testament, New
so
Testament,
so
and
basically,
Quran.
you already have a belief from nowhere, directly from God, about
these
Ibrahim.
2 books, yes.
So any book. So if Bhagavad Gita talked about Ibrahim, you might believe in it.
I will listen.
Okay. So now let me come back to the question I asked about Hajj. If you didn't know, let me tell you now.
Yeah, okay.
Hajj is not an obligation on every single Muslim, irregardless
So
of.
why make it a pillar?
Can I finish my statement?
So why make it a pillar?
Can I make my statement?
The same as the Tawheed? If Tawheed is
do
one
you
pillar,
consider-
this non-obligation is also a pillar. Doesn't make human sense. Do you want to associate it to the Prophet and Allah?
Do you
Please,
consider?
brother,
Do you consider?
reject 5
Do
pillars.
you consider yourself to be a Muslim?
Yes.
Very good. So at least show me the Islamic brotherhood to someone who also considers to be a Muslim. I did not finish my statement. You cut me off. Please let me finish my statement. As a Muslim,
Okay.
brother on brother, right? Okay, fine. So I said, across the globe, throughout these 1400 years, Muslim scholarship, a person, they do not consider Hajj is an obligation on every individual. Because why? It's only obligation for those who are able to financially meet the requirement and physically able to do that. If you didn't know that,
I knew that.
but you're making the claim that it's an obligation on everyone.
That is why the schools of this is 4 schools.
Which 4 schools? Which of the 4 schools of thought says?
How many Muslims go to Hajj every year? 5
Sorry,
million people?
May I ask you this question?
That makes it pretty obligatory to me.
Brother,
They say 5 million a year.
the Hanabila, the Shafi, the Ahnaf, and the Malikis.
Shafi'is, Shias,
Zafiris, Shias,
all of them,
Sharia,
all of
what
them.
else?
All these schools.
Which
Who
of-
will experience hellfire for dividing Allah's religion?
I'm trying to ask you a
okay.
question and you're
That's
trying
what
to
you
say
should be
something
preaching.
different.
No schools in Islam.
No.
There is only one religion, one path. No schools. Read the Quran.
Listen,
This is what you should be
listen,
teaching.
listen. So say the 4 Sunni schools of thought. 4 Sunnis.
Primarily.
Which of those 4 Sunni schools of thought, the madhab, says it's an obligation on every individual to do Hajj. Doesn't matter whether they have money or physical ability. Which
You
one?
have to ask for 5 million a year.
No, you said so. You claim so.
Listen, I've read the Quran.
Which of these four schools of thought you are accusing these four schools of thought?
Their followers
No,
are
forget the
made to
followers.
believe that Hajj, is something that they should try to go. And many people do go.
If
They
ISIS,
spend the money,
if
they
ISIS,
have the money.
Do you know ISIS is Daesh? If ISIS considers Islam is chopping off the heads of every disbeliever, would you say this is Islam?
No.
Good. So don't talk about the followers. Some followers may be misguided, some followers may be ignorant. So I'm asking you, the scholars of the...
Why make it a pillar?
Can I finish?
Why make it a pillar?
Can I finish my statement, brother?
Yeah.
Which of the scholars of the four schools of thought said that every individual is obligated to Hajj? Doesn't matter if they have money or physical ability. Which one?
Why didn't they make the pillar justice a pillar?
Are you going to be
Why don't they make justice
are
a
you
pillar?
going to apologize then,
No, I don't.
realizing none of these
I
scholars...
think this is man-made fabrication.
Listen.
Yeah.
The apologies for this. You make the claim and you accuse
Yeah.
and misrepresent the Muslim scholarship.
That's what I believe.
Right. You're misrepresenting that. So
I don't know.
I think an apology.
I don't belong to any school.
I
don't have to apologize. I don't belong to any school.
Brother, it's
I
only
think 5
decent
pillars
enough
is a
for
fabrication.
you. It's only decent enough for you to let me finish first and then agree or disagree. Is that fair? Good. I'm saying an apology is warranted. Why? Because you came to misrepresent the Muslim scholars.
I only represent myself.
You again interrupt when I'm trying to make a point.
I'm trying to correct you.
I haven't even finished.
I don't represent nobody except
I haven't
myself.
even finished making my statement.
But you
Correct
think
me when
I'm
I finish.
misrepresenting? Who am I misrepresenting?
Hello?
Myself?
No, my brother.
Come on, makes sense.
When I finish in 1 minute, you can then correct me.
Yeah, but please
1 minute.
be a bit more precise.
Oh,
I don't misrepresent anybody.
You have no
except
patience
myself.
for 1 minute?
What do you say misrepresent? I'm sensitive to the words.
I will tell you what it means.
Yeah.
Okay? 1 minute.
I didn't misrepresent
Can you
nobody.
be quiet
because I don't represent nobody.
Could you be kindly quiet for 1 minute to finish my statement?
Yeah, please correct yourself.
Thank you. Anyone go watch?
I can stay quiet, but correct yourself. Don't use the word
Seconds
misrepresent.
from here, right? Okay, good.
Apologizing for misrepresentation. Please, this is not good language
Excuse me.
you're talking.
You are going to kindly just remain quiet
I can.
for 1 minute.
I can
okay?
stay quiet.
Starting from 35 seconds, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So as I said, you claim and you what misrepresent means you say something which is not true. What I mean is this. You claim that Muslim scholarship, whether they follow any of the schools, any of the scholars of the Hanabila, the Shafi, Maliki and the Ahnaf, you say they all make it obligatory on every individual, regardless of they have money or not, physical ability or not, to be obligated for Hajj. I'm saying no. None of them say that. If you make a claim which you did earlier, then retract your statement and say no. No one says this. No scholar says that.
I'm talking about 5 pillars here. They make 5 pillars.
20 seconds, you couldn't keep quiet.
Because you're not correcting what you're saying.
You said you're going to keep quiet
I
for
criticize 5 pillars.
60 seconds, and you cannot keep quiet for 60 seconds.
I cannot. No, if you're...
Yeah, that's right. That's the end of the discussion.
I know.
You're saying justice, you've got to give him justice, you've got to give him his minute.
But
You
I
do
asked
not
him
know
for
what justice is.
I said...
The
Justice was giving me 1 minute.
No, that's not justice.
justice.
This is the condition he said.
There's no point talking.
Justice is where you use the right words to represent me. I am against the 5 pillars. I never said that all the